Hello everybody! This is of course the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day Nick Dutch, back on the camera again one more time for another delightful tarot show. That's right, on this one particular YouTube channel I do tarot readings. Now this is the only place on the entire internet where you can get a tarot reading from me free of charge, gratis, no cash down, no credit card payment, PayPal payments, no money transferred from any other accounts you might have online or in your physical form, no sending through pieces of paper in the mail to me, none whatsoever. There's only one thing you need to do, and that is to send me an email, not a private message, not in the comment section, naughty naughty, okay, an email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com. And if you do that, you can include your first name, your date of birth, your request, basic outline, basic background, so I've got something to hang my impressions upon, okay, and then I can get straight on and do your reading for you. Typically I tend to use the Book of Thoth Tarot, and I've still got to get around to getting myself a nice new deck. As you can see, this is seriously getting a little worn, but this is the one I use every single day, okay? It's been touched by me, handled by me throughout all the years in which I've been doing this as a full-time professional vocation. So here we go. We're going to start off with a few inquiries, go through them one by one, and see what kind of thing comes through. So bear with me a second. My computer is over there. I'll quickly go to it, check the email, come back. There's no rehearsal, no planning, no preparations gone into this apart from me just like sitting down, turning on the camera, and getting ready. So here goes. Okay, first we've got an inquiry from Michaela, who's been going through an awful lot of bad stuff at the moment. I'm just going to see what comes through for you today, okay? See if we've got a bit of a change of atmosphere or environment for you coming out in the tarot. Bear with me a second, please. Alright. Okay, here we go. I'll show you the cards to get a feeling as to what I've got in front of me. Just a moment. Right, here we go. I think this is actually a fair description as to what you've been going through in some different ways, okay? These few signs at the beginning here is talking about where you are at the moment, steadily moving out of the situation onto something new with the passage of time, moving further forward into the future, okay? I do not prime the readings, the cards which you get, no matter who you are and what what you've asked. This is what has come out directly, so this is just like having a straight reading with me live on the internet and telephone. You've had interference from family members and other particular, characters of that type. You had a feeling of disappointment, but essentially in that particular case, the positive aspects of your own character is trying to turn things around. That's why we got the signs reversed. You're trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel, despite the fact that everything is really rather tragic for you at the moment. But things don't always have to be like that, okay? Next one we got here, Five of Swords reversed. Although you've been held back, you're not being destroyed. You've got a fighting spirit. That fighting spirit is going to try and win through. You know you can do it. Now, moving further forward from then, slow progress, but progress being done and being seen. So, basically, you're not out of the woods yet, and you know you're not. And I'd be lying if I was to turn around to you and tell you that you were. But as you move further forward into the future, you're going to start to see basically a brand new, better, good quality future starting to emerge for you, leading to stability, leading to independence. Okay, singular numbers can mean a lot of things. In this particular case, it's a question of you being in charge of your life all over again. You haven't been, you've been seriously held back. I'm not going to go into, for everyone else's benefit, all the stuff you discussed with me, because that was like seriously dark side of the street stuff. That was over the top, okay? I'm sorry you went through that, really. But come on, everything is going to start working out okay. But that's on the basis of your own fiery willpower, temperament, okay? Martial symbols, I don't know whether you can see that there, okay? But that essentially refers to your willpower overcoming obstacles, overcoming other people's power over you to make sure you are the one who's in charge and you'll be okay. Alright, so with the right kind of attitude, you can get the right results there. I know it's going to be very difficult to try and keep a positive mental attitude, but I know that you can do it. My reading says so, the feelings I get say so, everything says that you can actually get out of this dark, terrible situation that you're in. Okay, Trisha. Okay, unfortunately, I am not legally allowed to read upon the subject of pregnancy. I can't do that because it's illegal, it's unethical, it's inappropriate. All right, there are laws. This is, funnily enough, the work I do today for you here on the Tarot Show. The same work that I do over the telephone, over the internet, is actually legally regulated here in the UK. So I've got, certain guidelines I have to work within. I've got laws I've got to work within. So, and the more you find out about how this service works, the more you realise that there is a wisdom in the regulation. So do bear that in mind. But I'll definitely have a look at your relationship and see how that's going to take you as you move further forward into the future. Bear with me a second, please. Here we go. Here we go. 8-card relationship reading, standard temperature and pressure, so to speak, coming right up for you. This is the spread we've got at the moment. This is curious, okay? Strong love signs on your side of things, strong love signs on his side of things. The momentum's there, but some aspects of the effort isn't. So that's why you're inquiring. You want to make sure you got some clarity there. Obviously signs on your side of things. In some respects you still feel alone with your responsibilities, but you've also got a sense of love, happiness, joy, a Venusian feeling with him. But a lot of it is based upon assumptions, and the assumption is based upon the feelings that he gives you, which is obviously quite good, but it's still not quite perfect, if you get my drift. So now it's a question of moving things further along from that. On his side of things, very similar story. Pleasure, love. He's really into you. You're seriously talking about someone who's seriously into you. But it's like there's some little areas you just find difficult to discuss. If you find them difficult to discuss, that can create a few problems. So both of you need to get over that and start thinking that although everything is alright if we do nothing, it's about time that some complex subjects are going to be discussed. Now when that happens, some passions may be raised and it may become difficult to, just chill out and go with the flow, and it'll be a new style of relationship. But when that new style of relationship comes, you're going to be happy. Now, moving further forward into the future, short-term, mid-term, long-term success, achievement, alright? But I get the feeling that your relationship is going to move on to a new level, okay? A new level when you've got to think and you've got to plan about bigger and better things, and you've got to start making things happening in a much more appropriate way for both of you, taking into account your goals, your partner's goals, and how the whole thing could work out long term as well. So it's all doable. Yes, you are going to be happy, alright? But the feeling, the whole energy, the sensations you're actually going to get inside the relationship itself is probably going to change quite dramatically as you move further forward. But the potential, the heart aspect on your side of things, the heart aspect on his side of things, brilliant. Good heart aspect for the force between the two of you there, okay? But what I would say is, those little aspects you feel uncomfortable about discussing still need to be discussed, so that you can then get the all-important long-term future success and happiness. But you're already moving in the right direction. I feel very happy about what I'm seeing here. You should feel ecstatic about what you're seeing there. Take it one step forward. Okay, January SC, thank you very much for replying and telling me that all the readings I've done for you have come through crystal clear and have happened just as I've described. That makes me feel good. It gives me confidence. Should give you confidence. Should give everyone who's watching this confidence that I'm doing this for a reason, and I can try and help you. That's basically what I'm about, really. Okay, so now you want to see basically what's going to happen as things start to move further forward yet again. And yes, I'm going to have a quick look for you. We'll do it standard 8-card relationship reading. Got to think about the time you'll be moving moving together next, and having fun as time goes by. Let's have a quick look. All right. Okay, here we go. Peaceful. Okay, peaceful. But you're both tempted to try and rocket further forward. Now that's the momentum and the design, determination to try and do that is a good thing. But sometimes you got to slow yourself down and take it one step further forward, alright? In your connection, you're going to have some peaceful, tranquil, good times, but there may still be some frustration when you have those moments, because part of you will be thinking, are we actually saying anything new? Are we actually doing anything new? Is it actually going to start to move on to what we both need? I think the bottom line is yes. The Two of Cups is one of those cards which everyone wants to get in their readings, and I mean everybody. So this is happy, this is wonderful, this is... I don't know if you could read that, but it's L-O-V-E, okay? So that's nothing to worry about. It's just a question of sometimes slow down and try and deal with the issues as they arise. You've got to make the relationship a little more complex, okay? But you're definitely doing what's right, okay? Insert new things into the relationship to try and get the progress you're after. Your partner's actually looking very good. On your side of things, you've got caution there. You've got caution. And there's some things you want to be in control about. These are things you'll need to calmly, okay, calmly discuss with him. He will want to communicate to you also in a manner, although he's also rather impassioned about a few things which are important to him. and as you move together, then that romantic side of things, which is echoed further on down the line, is going to start to come true for you. Passion, determination, wanting to make this work, wanting to stay together, very strong here, okay? Okay, Daniel is asking about his book that he's writing, he's asking about college, and he's asking about new romance. Well, let's have a quick look and see basically what the reading says. One step at a time. Here we go. Right, okay, now on the subject of the book itself. Interesting, okay? You've got too many confused thoughts at once. They're all pouring out inside you. The Lightning Struck Tower can speak about chaos, but the Fool card itself is essentially speaking about seeing the vision of what you want to create, but there's a need for more depth there, okay, or a need for more structure. So you got too many ideas. You just need to find a way of structuring it so you can get the message across. Again, doable. But if you have to do another rewrite or part rewrite, don't be too worried, okay? So that's okay. Now, as far as your college side of things, we've got some academic signs there for you, and you've got a strong desire to try and achieve it. But in your desire to achieve, don't forget the things you've already learned. Alright, because sometimes you can put a lot of stress inside yourself, and something psychologically tells you that because you feel stressed, therefore you're working hard. Alright, are you with me there? But it's not because you're feeling stressed you're working hard, it's because you're putting in the hours and you're working hard that you're working hard. But the stress itself can sometimes take away from you the memory of all the things you've learned on the run up to where you're going. So think about that and try and relearn through reflection your old skills. Now, romantically speaking, you've got a bit of a complex situation there. The Princess of Cups is definitely talking about something of a romantic nature, yes. The Seven of Swords is speaking about a bit of coldness in the romantic connection. So it might start off good, then it might get a little cold because there's something, there's some kind of issue which are just bubbling along in the background. And then you can take the relationship and move it further forward after you've dealt with those issues that were just like, in the corner there, so to speak. But is it doable? Yes. Does the reading come out positively about that? Yes. Is the main energy of this part of the reading still very loving? Yes. Do I have a worry about it? No. Apart from the fact it may be difficult to try and get all your skittles lined up, so to speak, okay? Okay, Bob J is inquiring as to whether he should quit his job. He's now 30 years old. He wants to see whether he should quit his job and study psychology and work in the field of psychology. The first thing I'd say, even before I put any cards down, is sometimes you have to go with your heart, because you might reach a point later on down the line in your life and you have to think to yourself, if only I'd made that choice earlier on. Okay, you need to take ownership and responsibility over the choices that you make, yes. But you also don't want to be disappointed with yourself because you've made a decision which doesn't quite sit well with you moving further forward into the future as you get older. Alright, I can't be your final decision maker there. I can't be. Nor should I be. I can tell you what my reading says. But on the other hand, I would think away from the reading and I would think about what you can actually achieve and your honest, objective knowledge of what you can achieve and what you can't achieve, and then base your decision on that. Okay? Right, we've got some interesting signs coming out here. Firstly, yeah, it's basically saying you should go with your dreams there, and also maintain a certain level of control over yourself, because I get the feeling that you can get carried away at times, a little obsessive. Being obsessive can be a good thing, because essentially that's where you get your learning from. But also, the reading is talking about making a change happen, but I think one thing which is coming through to me is the rate of change. I don't know whether you could do, let's say, a psychology degree over a longer period of time through distance learning and carry on with your same job for the moment to carry on funding it, whether that will be a possibility. Either that, but a different way of looking at the same problem might be something that would be worthwhile contemplating. Okay, Laurie is inquiring about her flat move, which she's already done. and she's wondering whether she has made the right decision because there's a bit of a noisy neighbour in the area. Let's have a quick look and see what the reading says. People inquire about all sorts of things. You'll be surprised the kind of things people do inquire about. It's very variable. It's not just romantic situations, okay? It's not just career situations. Right, well, according to the... Well, I'll show you the cards and make it nice and easier. Alright, okay. You got chaos and you got some unhappiness. We've also got some opportunities, and your life can go in a wide variety of different directions from where you are at the moment. Where you are at the moment is also giving you a certain feeling of healing, so essentially you've got a certain level of independence and you can start to achieve some of the things you've always wanted to achieve. But these are things which you've got to deal with courage and fortitude. Who can you report to? Who can you tell about this noisy neighbour, and how can you get it sorted out? The reading's saying it can be done, but essentially you've still got to make sure you make the right decision as to achieving the things that you need to achieve there, okay? And courage and fortitude will be necessary to try and make sure you can get the right results. But for the moment, you're still okay where you are, but take control where you are at the moment prior to even thinking about moving somewhere else. Okay, Ryan, you've inquired about your love life. Alright, not a problem. Let's have a quick look and see what's coming through for you. Do a quick chronological spread, see what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods, energies and all the rest of that are going to appear for you today. Okay, starting off quite bleak, actually. I mean, the energy that the reading is giving me is not saying that you're starting off on a positive note. It's almost like you've been moving in a certain direction, but it's been like trying to move through treacle or trying to push yourself against a brick wall, and you're not quite getting like, you know, the momentum that you need to try and get success and achievement. Earlier indications are basically talking about fear of failure. Okay, that's not actual failure, that's fear of failure. That's looking out at, you know, what's been happening in the world and the feeling of, oh my god, is it going to work out, is it not going to work out? Very much with you at the moment, but don't worry about that. The rest of the signs associated with the reading is talking about a bit of a change, so it's more like, I give this analogy once in a while, you know, like when you see a stream that's all been full of twigs and leaves and the rest of it, and they all started to bunch up underneath a little bridge, and so it inhibits the flow of the water, and then the water starts building up, the height of the water starts building up until there's a bit of pressure there, then bam, the pressure starts to get so much that it can break through all the mud and all the debris and all the leaves and all the twigs, and bam, the stream itself can flow, the river can flow, whatever it is, and you know, the water level then starts to find its natural equilibrium. It feels to me as though like you're under pressure to try and achieve something, or you feel under pressure to try and achieve something, but the pressure's there, but the result isn't quite there yet. But the reading's talking about a time in the very short-term future when, bam, you know, that's going to start clearing away, despite the fact you don't believe it. Remember, this is a fear of failure. This is thinking it's not going to quite work out, okay? But that fear of failure is not actual failure. That's like allowing your emotions to control you. Alright, if you allow your emotions to control you, then you don't think rationally about what has happened and what could happen, and you stop thinking that the way that things will be different to the way that things are, which is the way that you should be thinking. Hayley G, you're inquiring about your relationship life, and you want to see whether this one particular path, as you called it, which is quite evidently to do with getting a new partner into your life, whether this is actually going to provide you with more heartache, or whether it's actually going to, you know, really start to be a good decision for yourself. Let's have a quick look and see basically what the reading says about that. Here we go, here we go. We'll do it as an 8-card relationship reading, because although you haven't, you know, you have been naughty, haven't you? Alright, you haven't given me the first name of the person you're involved with. But never mind, you know, I'm extrapolating here, just extrapolating just a little. Right. Not looking too bad, actually. Once again, I'll show you the cards. Stay right where you are. Right, okay. Energy for the force between the two of you, yes. Basically just yes, alright? This is the kind of like, oh, this looks good, it feels good. Nourishing, loving, warm, friendly, empathic, protective. It's got all of that energy there. That's one of the things, or some of the things that the Emperor stands for, okay? Your partner's side of things, he looks like he's the strong protector, or at least that's the way in which he envisages himself. I don't think he can necessarily achieve everything he would like to, as far as being a good quality relationship partner, so he doubts himself once in a while. But that's only him sort of being honest with himself, but not really telling you about that. He can be rather garrulous, he can be rather cheerful and fun-loving, but inside him there's a bit of a, you know, a feeling of, oh my god, can I really be the right quality of person? But essentially he's going to try, because he's motivated to, okay? He's motivated to want to try and prove to you that he can achieve things as far as the relationship is concerned. And yes, he does look like he's going to start coming up with the trumps, doing the right things, maybe cleaning around the house, doing some of the cooking, and trying to be supportive in his own little way. So essentially there's all kinds of little ways in which he's going to demonstrate his love for you. And I do feel this could actually go long term. The short term future, I mean, just like the previous reading we just done, short term future issues are to do with fear. Okay, it's fear of instability, it's not actual instability. Don't jump to too many conclusions. And do remember that men do sometimes have friends who are female, who are not people that they sleep with. Alright, this does happen. I've got loads of female friends, but they're friends and they're female, and I really wouldn't want to be involved with them, to be quite honest, you know. So don't worry about that. There's no need to allow your fear of infidelity to convince you that there is infidelity when there isn't infidelity. But it's a strong reading, there's plenty of love there, there's plenty of signs of progress, and somehow kind of like healing for both of you, I feel. Now, on your side of things, again, we've got this all over again. I shuffled crazy, we've done a couple of readings already since the last time this happened, but on that side of the reading, the left hand side, okay, that's the way it happens, 2 for you, 2 for your partner, 1 for the nature of the relationship, and then progression into the future, okay. But on your side of things, you've got a feeling of caution there. That's good, but you don't have to worry about it too much, because essentially the longer term future is what you need to think about more. Okay? And the longer term future is actually quite nice. Good energy about it. Hello, Madam 1981. Great of you to send through your request. I'm sorry you're going through so much. I really am sorry, okay? We'll see if we got a bit of a turnaround of events for you. But obviously when the move out of your roommate's place works okay, then that will be a step in the right direction, despite the fact it's happening under the wrong circumstances. But let's have a quick look and see, okay? Yeah, looking very good, looking very nice. I'm actually very pleased with what I'm seeing here, because further on down the line, abundance, a sense of love, a sense of joy, and you are being portrayed as being a strong, very strong, resolute, don't know whether that's in focus there, okay, disciplined female character who's capable of actually instructing and educating other people. Once again, we got those signs of concern, but those signs of concern are not serious for you in your future. Okay? It's very common with us humans that we often associate, you know, what the longer term future will be like with the way in which we feel in the here and now. It's usually rubbish. I'm sure you've had a situation of, well, let's say you got a bad dose of the flu or a really, really bad cold and you feel terribly under the weather and everything feels terrible. Part of you thinks, I'm going to be like this forever. Okay? But you get better. Your immune system kicks in, you know, you take all your vitamin C and all your cold medicines and all the rest of that, okay? And your body gets better. And then afterwards, you know, you're back on form thinking, oh, well, I just had a cold, then it's nothing serious. And then you start to think you'll feel great forever. Okay, well, eventually that moment when you'll have got over this like serious life cold that you've got at the moment, you're going to start to feel like everything's better now. All right, and that's what I believe is coming down the line for you. That's what the reading says. And remember, for you to get this one here, there we go, the Princess of Discs. That's beauty, power, and wisdom. That's taking all your knowledge and using that to help other people. That's being a person who's a strong central character in your community. That's a person of value. And you must never lose that feeling of yourself being a person of value. It's very easy to lose it, but try your hardest not to. Now you got a 21-year-old Pisces who is inquiring about trying to get into graduate school. Let's see if we get some good, strong academic signs. Okay, we're looking out for mercurial symbols, all right, or mercurial colours, that kind of theme running through the reading, to see whether, you know, we can get this, the optimism and the academic status that's required here. Oh, it's always wonderful getting yourself into college, isn't it? You know, it's a feeling, isn't it? It's a special feeling which you don't get through anything else. Let's have a quick look. Yes. This one I don't think could have started out any better, because we got signs of change. I'll show you. That's your signs of change, right? The Death card is talking about transformation. The Death card means transformation. It's an allegorical symbol referring to from the chrysalis to the butterfly. Okay, that's what it's talking about. So basically, at the moment you're in the chrysalis at the moment, about to turn into the butterfly. Death card comes along, bam, you're sprouting your wings. Alright, that means you're getting somewhere. Now, academic signs, this card I often associate with a time of planning and preparation, or getting moving on to something bigger and better. It is quintessentially mercurial, and it's the first card of the spread. So, you know, you don't have to be concerned about your longer term future. You can think about planning and preparing for something bigger and better. And it's very study orientated. It's a sword symbol. It deals with learning. It deals with thinking. It deals with breaking ideas down. It deals with methodology. It deals with analysis. It deals with introspection and improving yourself. It's what you need right now. Okay, Carolyn, very quickly, yes, go for that position again. Do it. Okay, I'm not going to read on it. I just recommend you go for it. Okay, Pretty Thinker wants to know about her relationship with Corey. Let's have a quick look and see basically what the reading's talking about there, and see what kind of like excitement's going on there between the two of you. Let's have a quick look. 8-card relationship reading coming right up for you. Straight no chaser. Hey. Okay. You're communicating, you're talking, you're building things up. Forces between the two of you, talking about martial, bit of a sense of conflict, working out priorities, working out boundaries, who's in charge of what areas of life can you both deal with and do. That's what I've got there, basically, okay? Now, forces on your side of things, you want more communication. You are a communication machine when you put your mind to it, okay? You know, you're quite geared to it, but you're also lively. There's a feeling of the party about you. There's a sense of celebration, a sense of wanting to do more out there in the real world before, you know, life sort of, you know, the responsibilities of life really come upon you. But don't worry, because that's going to basically happen. Signs on his side of things, he's trying to adjust to you, but he's a nervous one, okay? He's the nervous one. You're the one who's already, you know, you've got the buzz, alright? He's the one who's anxious. So be aware of that and just try and work within some of his own limitations. He doesn't have to be the one to be in control, but the power is going to work in a very different way between the two of you, alright? Because you can start to get things working closer together. Progression, short-term, mid-term and long-term future, again, very good, very, very, I would say valuable. Your mid-term future signs between 2 and 4 months down the line from now, it's coming out the strongest, basically. All right, that's when the transition's occurring to you thinking yes. And the longest term symbols, taking into account the context of the reading, being about stability, being about consistency and familiarity, is talking about the longer term. All right, the longer term of the relationship, and I think that you can really enjoy it. So yeah, it's going to be pretty. Okay, Tabitha wants to know when she's going to meet someone new. Here we go. So we'll do a chronological spread, see what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods, energies and all the rest that are going to appear for you. Bear with me a second, please. It's actually looking not too bad. We got signs of happiness, almost childlike sense of joy there coming through. Comparatively short-term future, but not immediately. At the moment, you still need to do a bit of focusing on your own stability there, okay? Looking after yourself, bit of self-healing, but essentially this is still coming through for you, I feel. This feeling of childlike joy associated with a romantic energy, not too far down the line from now. So essentially within this year, possibly before Halloween's come in, difficult to say, but there's a lot of changes for a lot of people happening up to that time anyway. So just watch it as the year starts to turn around. That energy, that individual, that character is going to start to appear for you. Strong feeling of compatibility, tolerance, acceptance, understanding the complexities of the story which goes underneath your life, and willing to work within it. Okay, that's what I see with this one particular character. So, you know, work with him, and I feel it's going to be quite good. So you don't have too long to wait. Okay, that's the end of the readings for today. If you want to get your reading included in the Tarot Show with Nick Dutch, all you need to do is to send through a email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to help you and to oblige, okay? There are some things I won't touch, such as death or pregnancy, medical matters, childbirth, a couple of minor little legal issues that I feel uncomfortable with, but apart from that, to the most part, it's more or less anything. Most people inquire about their romantic life and their careers and their family and their friends, and, you know, general social interaction, because those are essentially those little issues which can basically, like, really undermine us as humans, aren't they, okay? So bear that in mind, and yes, the moment you send through that email, you'll basically be added to the rota. So I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. If you need me for a private commercial reading, you can catch me on keenan.com/nickdutch with a capital N and a capital D, or on LivePerson, you can catch me on liveperson.com/nickdutch. Okay, plenty of ways to get in touch. On Keen, I'm very cheap at the moment, so essentially I'm currently at 80 cents at the moment. That may vary and start going up because I went down to a special offer price reduction and built myself back up to the $1.10, which I normally charge per minute. But on the other hand, 80 cents a minute, so you can just have like a 10-minute reading for $8, or you can have a 5-minute reading for $4. Basically, it's actually very good value no matter what. I'm available for people all over the world, everywhere. So basically, tarot could provide you with the answers that you're looking for. And don't forget, legally speaking, a tarot reading is regarded as being an entertainment service for good common sense reasons. But there's no way that should stop you from getting yourself a reading. Hope you've enjoyed the show.